All right, so today what we're going to be focusing on is how to deal with hyperbolas, okay? Make sure you guys write all this down in your journal. You can pause the video and write it down if you feel like it. If you don't, that's okay. What we're going to do though is we're going to move over here to another picture, all right? But instead of writing all this down, okay, instead of writing all of that down, we're going to kind of explain to you what we're going to do. So get Desmos ready to go, okay? Get Desmos ready to go. All right, make sure that we're going to build an equation, and we're actually going to find all the pieces, okay? We have different things called, remember how we talked in an ellipse, we had a major axis and a minor axis? Here we have what's called a transverse axis and a conjugate axis. Now, I'm not expecting everybody to know exactly what's going on right now, but I want you guys to build an equation with me right now. So if you would please, go to Desmos right here, and I would like you guys to build an equation. And we're going to make a little fraction. And I want you parentheses. We're going to do x minus 2, close parentheses. We're going to square it. We're going to put it over 16. And then I'm going to put minus parentheses y minus 3, close parentheses, squared, minus 9 equals 1. And what I'd like you guys to do right now is I would like you guys, in your journals, we are going to actually build everything together with this. So all I want you to do right now in your journals, write this down exactly as it appears. Okay? And what I'm going to do is we're going to make a little graph. And I'm going to start out with what I told you to write down. I have x minus 2 squared over 16 minus y minus 3 squared over 9 equals 1. So write that down. And I need you guys to build this with me if you would, please. Here's going to be my x-axis right here. Right here is going to be my y-axis. We're going to give ourselves some room because we're going to be working in the first quadrant. We're going to put h, k. The center of our hyperbola is going to be at a 2 and a 3. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go over 2 and up 3. So over 2, up 3, put a point right there. And could you please label that as the center? Okay, that's the center. 2, 3. Guys, this right here represents our a squared value. This represents our b squared. So what is our a value actually equal to? Plus or a minus 4, and our b is equal to plus or minus 3. So here's what I want you to do. I want you guys to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, put a point. Then go over 1, 2, 3, 4, put a point. I need you to go up 1, 2, 3, put a point. Go down 1, 2, 3, put a point. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to build an actual rectangle. I want you to draw it. I need you to draw this rectangle because this is something you're not going to see. It's not going to be built for you on Desmos. I'm going to be making little connections here. Hopefully you guys will see what I'm doing. Okay? So this segment from here to here is A. And this segment from here to here is also A. This segment is B. And this segment is B. So I need you guys to label this in your journal. That's A. That's A. A equals 4. B, I'll change it to blue. B equals 3. All right, so right here, where it's basically, if we made this line go forever, all right, where the a value is, this line is at y equals 3. I'm gonna put y equals 3. That's what we call the transverse axis. Okay, and the conjugate axis is going to be at x equals 2, going vertically. That'll be the conjugate axis. So if you're wondering where I'm getting those vocabulary words, where is right here. Okay, here's my conjugate axis. There's my transverse axis. All right, so over here, if we look, just remember, if we want to find our foci, it's h plus or minus the c value plus k. So if we go back to our drawing, just remember, c squared always equals a squared plus b squared in a hyperbola. Okay? So right now, if we were to do that, c squared equals 16 plus 9. So what will c end up equaling? Basically the square root of 25, which will be a plus or a minus 5. So where do we plot our foci? Our foci from the center go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. From here, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. So could you please call this focus 1 and focus 2? So this is we'll call this focus 1, we'll call this focus 2. So how do we actually draw the hyperbola? So this is where our asymptotes come in. All right, so if we go back here, do you guys see this asymptote right here and this asymptote right here? We actually draw them after we build our rectangle. So I need you to draw the asymptotes with me. How do we do that? So I'll do orange. So from right here, I need you guys to go up 3 over 4, up 3 over 4. So there's one asymptote. I'll keep drawing it as best as I can all the way through. There's one asymptote. Here's the other asymptote. Down 3 over 4, down 3 over 4. So these asymptotes is what helps us give us boundaries for our okay. So here's the asymptotes. Now, how do we draw this right here, guys? This point right here, that point is one of our vertices. So that is a vertex right there. And this other point right here is the other vertex. Not, I meant to put vertices, but it's just a vertex. Sorry. So what I want you guys to do is, to the best of your ability, just from here, just draw the hyperbola getting close to your asymptote. Draw the hyperbola getting close to, that's not very good, you probably do it better than me. Yeah, it's coming down here, and what's it going to hit? It's going to hit right through that vertex, and then it's just going to go right there towards, I know, hey, board's not super easy. Yeah, the asymptotes help provide boundaries for your hyperbola. Okay. Now, how do we get the asymptotes? With the a values and the b values. They provide the rectangle that allows you to draw the asymptotes. So you don't draw the asymptotes, you draw the box, the rectangle, then you draw the asymptotes based off of that. Okay? So if you would please go ahead and get that. Now we have our focus right here and right here, or sorry, foci, right here and right here. We have our vertices right here and here, and you have all the pieces basically of the puzzle that you need. All right. So if we go over to Desmos, look what happens when I change things. What did we say our center was at? Our center was at a what? A 3 and a, oh, no, 2 and, sorry, 2 and a 3. My bad. 2 and a 3. What was one of our foci at? 5 units to the left. So 5 units to the left is going to put us at -3 right there. And the other one is 5 units to the right, so that puts us at a 7-3. All right. So what's the one thing that you can't really see right here in Desmos? You can't see the distance. So let's see, we got to go up. That was over 4. We got to go up 3 units. So that's 1, 2, 3. So if I were to build the rectangle, hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing, even though you can't really do this on Desmos without taking a lot of time restricting domains and ranges. Hopefully you can see right here the asymptotes being drawn. So right now, just remember, our A value was equal to 4. What was our B value equal to? 3, based off of that being A squared and B squared. Now, you see how the hyperbola goes left and right. Look what happens if I switch things out now. Okay, I'm gonna delete this, delete this, delete this. I'm not making you redo it, but let's just change this to a Y, and let's just change this to an X. Now it's going up and down, not left to right, because what are we leading with? We're leading with the Y values, not the X values. So where would the foci go? It just goes slightly above it. So it'd still be 5 units from the center, except 5 units going up and 5 units going down. So when you guys are doing, which graph does this represent? Okay, when you're just starting, what do we start? Is it start with foci or does it start with vertices and direction? Which one are we starting on? This is not going to be that big of a deal. What are we leading with? We're leading with the X values. Okay, so right here, we know it's going to be going this way. Okay, but on the other hand, right here, that's going to be our A squared. That's our B squared. So right now, if we were to build our rectangle, what would our rectangle look like? It would be going from the center. It would go 5 this direction, and how much up and down? 6. And you'd have a parabola, I mean not parabola, a hyperbola going like that. Right? Right now, hey, I'm not worried about things being bigger. I'm worried about what goes up front. This is going to be 5 left and right, 6 up and down. Right. Yeah, order matters when you're dealing with subtraction. So it has to go left and right because we're leading with x squared, not leading with y squared. Okay? So when you're looking at your answers, you know it's got to be what? B or C. But which one is it? That's what we're trying to figure out. Like, which one do you think it would be? Okay? Because it's going. Now let's check. How far from the center? 5 and 5. And that's what you're looking for. Check this out. 5 left, 5 right. So yes, it's going to be answer choice C. So the Khan Academy it's not like it's super difficult. You just have to know what you're looking for. So check this one out. It says choose the equation that can represent the hyperbola graphed below. So automatically you look at it. What are we going to be leading with, everybody? Y squared, right? Y squared. Now from here, how much does it go? 6. So we're going to put 36. All right? Now, which one has y squared with a 36? B. I mean, I'm just saying if you know the direction, it's not going to be too difficult to figure out which one it's going to be. Okay? So which of the following graphs, right now, we know it can't be B, it's got to be what? A or C. Let's check it out. What's my A squared? 9. So my A value has to be 3 if my A squared is equal to 9. So does that go from here? Does that go up 3 units from right there and down 3 units? Absolutely. Does it go left to right 2 units? That's my B squared. My B squared is 4. I wish my board was a little bit neater. B equals plus or minus 2. So I'm feeling pretty confident that A is the answer. This one, what is X? Remember, we're leading with X's, so that has to go 6 left and 6 right, and 5 up and 5 down. So that looks like this goes 6 left, 6 to the right, and yep, if I built my little rectangle. Here's what I'm doing, guys, just so you guys know, in my head, here's what I'm doing. I'm seeing if, and only if I built a rectangle, would this be the correct rectangle to get my, right there, to get my asymptotes. And this would totally line up perfectly. So you can clearly see that this is 6 units and that's only 5 units when you're looking for your answer. So 6 left and right, 5 up and down. And that's all you're doing. Last thing we're going to talk about today is foci from a hyperbola. Okay? What is c squared always equal to? A squared plus b squared. Okay? So what is our a squared value? 36, right? What is our b squared value? 64. So what does c squared end up equaling? 100. So what does c have to equal? Plus or minus 10. So what does that mean? Plus or minus 10. Well, if right here, if I'm at 0, 0, right, that's the center, what do I have to do? I have to go up where? Up 10 and go down 10. So I go up 10 and I go down 10 and I can plot my foci. Well, that's not very complicated. Okay. So right now, which direction are we, what this hyperbola is going to look this way, right? Why is it going to look this way? Because what are we leading out with? We're leading out with the x squareds. So let's just quickly do it. Ready? C squared equals a squared plus b squared. So we got 8 plus 27. So c squared equals 35. What does c equal? Plus or minus the square root of 35. But if we're going what? From the center, if we're going left and we're going right, then one focus will be right here and one focus will be over here. So we've got a radical 35, 0, and we've got a negative radical 35, 0. So I'm looking at answer choice C. Last one, and I'm going to stop this video because got people dying over here from boredom and falling asleep. So what do we have? That's our a squared, that's our b squared. I better have a good independent retirement account because with this generation, Social Security is not going to exist. Equals 25, C equals plus or minus 5. So what am I going to do with this? I'm going to go up a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5 right there, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all you got to do. You're like, wow, these are some easy hundreds. Absolutely. All right. So good luck.